You're about to see the best method ever known for reducing body fat and sculpting your body with maximum efficiency. I always use this method with my clients who need to drastically reduce their body fat. This step-by-step that I developed allows you to reduce from 25% to 12% body fat in just 12 weeks, using 4 simple stages for an amazing transformation. I admit that many may find it a challenging path at the beginning, but in a few days, it already becomes part of your routine, and you will be able to easily follow the method I developed to perfectly adjust to anyone. This method has been successfully applied to various clients, including the most recent one, a 34-year-old man who weighed 240 pounds and had overcome an early depression scenario after 5 months. Using this technique, I was able to help him lose 44 pounds in 15 weeks. And I am here to teach you in detail how to apply these 4 steps in your routine and easily achieve your result. So, like and subscribe here because the content is powerful. To achieve results with this method, it's essential to understand the process, to have a solid foundation and know what to do when you need to adjust something like diet, training, and supplements. For men and women in general, cutting your body fat percentage in half is the way to start seeing that definition in the abs. Let's say you're in the 200-pound range with a 25% fat index. This indicates that you have around 50 pounds of fat. To reach a body fat index of 10%, which is where your abdomen is at maximum definition, you would need to eliminate 30 pounds of that fat, which represents a burn of about 100,000 calories, right? So after noting this information, understand the following. Establishing a concrete plan and understanding what is necessary to achieve this goal efficiently is crucial. That's why it's important to follow an appropriate diet and exercise strategy, significantly improving your health, leaving you with a perfect aesthetic look, and also helping to prolong your life by up to a decade, just by maintaining a good body fat index and a more balanced lifestyle. Now think of fat, especially abdominal fat, as something palpable. When you touch your belly, you feel the fat, and behind that dense fat, your abdominal muscle is just waiting for the ideal environment to start showing up. We all have these muscles from birth, and realizing they are already there is a big step to staying focused because you just need to follow the plan to eliminate that fat blocking your muscles from showing. Even if fat loss is happening, it may not be immediately visible, so you need to stay firm in your goal and then start noticing some real change after about 3 or 4 weeks, so have patience and trust in the method. So, the first essential tip to reduce body fat from 25% to 12% is to enter a caloric deficit to ignite calorie burning. This means that the total amount of calories you burn daily, whether through exercise, daily activities, or even through your basal metabolism, must be greater than the calories consumed through food. But understand that creating too large of a caloric deficit can be counterproductive and make the diet difficult to follow, because our body tends to plateau, and to prevent this from happening, we need to reduce calories little by little. For those significantly overweight, above 33 pounds, starting with a 500-calorie deficit is a good goal. For those closer to achieving abdominal definition and needing to reduce up to 32 pounds, a smaller deficit of 200 to 300 calories is more appropriate. There are 3 main ways to create a caloric deficit: reducing caloric intake through diet, increasing caloric expenditure through physical exercise, combining both diet and exercise for a perfect environment. For example, to establish a 500-calorie deficit, you could opt to burn 200 calories with exercises and cut 300 calories from your diet. So here you have the freedom to find the best balance that fits your lifestyle and personal preferences. Maintaining a 500-calorie deficit per day, you would be eliminating approximately 3,500 calories per week, which equates to about 1 pound of body fat. If you need to lose 15 pounds of fat to reveal the abs, then you're about 15 weeks from reaching your goal, but with increased intensity or time in exercises, this result will come even faster. Now, for our second tip, it's about using the power of cardio smartly, optimizing your time with a focus on faster and more efficient fat loss. Both fat and carbohydrates are used as a source of energy during exercise, but the proportion of each varies with the intensity of the activity. It has been observed that as the intensity of exercise increases, so does the reliance on muscle glycogen to provide the necessary energy during the activity. This means that low-intensity exercises like walking tend to use more of the body's fat reserves, while high-intensity exercises rely more significantly on glycogen. That is, they seek energy initially in the muscles, which is not at all interesting for our goal. During exercise, our body resorts to three sources of fuel: fats, carbohydrates, and proteins. With the goal of losing fat, we want fat to be the main source of energy. High-intensity interval training, HIIT, tends to use more the source of carbohydrates. It's an excellent option if you want to lose weight and burn fat quickly, but when we want to preserve muscle mass, it wouldn't be the best option. Suppose you've burned 200 calories in a low-intensity 30-minute run, with approximately 120 calories coming from fat. Now, imagine that you burn 400 calories in a high-intensity exercise for the same period. Of those 400 calories, about 140 calories come from fat. Of course, this example assumes that the duration of the exercise sessions is the same. If your high-intensity workout is shorter than your light cardio session, you could end up burning more fat with the lighter cardio. Both moderate-intensity workouts and high-intensity interval, HIIT, workouts are effective for fat loss, but if you want to preserve as much muscle mass as possible, low to moderate intensity will be better for you. And our third tip is something that increases your physical and mental performance, as well as accelerates your metabolism to burn fat faster. Intermittent fasting. This method is essentially a way of organizing your eating that focuses more on when you eat rather than what you eat. The goal here is to spend more hours of your day or week in a state of low insulin after absorbing food, instead of in a high insulin state after eating, which makes your metabolism slower due to insulin being in frequent action. Normally, in a standard diet, you might end up eating several times throughout the day, perhaps from 8 a.m. until 9 p.m., which means you're eating for about 13 hours and fasting for 11 hours. Considering the time needed to digest food and depending on what and how much you ate in the last meal, most of the time your body is in a state of digestion while you're sleeping, about 6 to 7 hours, reducing the quality of your sleep and decreasing the efficiency of your metabolism and burning more calories. By adopting intermittent fasting, you reverse this cycle. For example, you might choose to eat within a reduced time window, say 8 hours, and then fast for 16 hours. I myself like to follow intermittent fasting to enhance my overall performance, something that has perfectly adapted to my routine, especially on busy days. It's not a magic formula, but this strategy has helped me maintain incredible focus during the day and impressive mental clarity, which are significant benefits of intermittent fasting. During fasting hours, I typically drink 1 or 2 cups of black coffee, known for its fat-burning aid, increased mental concentration, and focus. To understand all the details of this powerful practice and how to include it in your routine, check out the suggested video in the upper card. And our fourth tip involves supplements, which, although they play a complementary role, are essential for achieving results quickly. A supplement I always recommend is whey protein, due to the importance of including an adequate amount of protein in the diet. Besides being extremely beneficial, protein is satiating, making you feel more satisfied after a simple shake. We also know that protein increases the thermic effect of food, meaning your body burns more calories digesting protein compared to carbohydrates and fats. Moreover, protein is crucial for muscle building, so if you want to achieve a perfect aesthetic look, it will be crucial to have more protein in your diet. During my own journey, the supplement that brought the most benefits was one that contains caffeine, whether black coffee or a pre-workout. I usually recommend this to my clients as an extra performance activator and for accelerated results. Personally, I like to use supplements with a lower amount of caffeine, without leaving you too alert and shaky, as when I increase my caffeine intake too much, something above 200 milligrams, I have difficulty performing the rest of my day's tasks, performing very well only in physical exercises. I realized that my limit for perfect development was around 150 milligrams, performing more cardiovascular activities, with more intense training sessions, and this happens without making me nervous or having that post-workout crash. Therefore, you will have to start testing, always starting with a minimum amount to accelerate fat loss and finding the perfect balance. And these 4 steps were what I consistently followed, where I managed to lose 5 pounds in just 7 days. So I know you can do it too. Subscribe here on the channel and leave your like to stay tuned for many powerful tips in your evolution. See you soon.